Emotional attachments, logical pathways. The emotion. We're going to go through this first. I'm just going to cover this up. I don't want you to be focusing on something else that you shouldn't have to. Two things drive us, boys. Two things drive us. The emotional attachment that we have to life and the logical pathway to moving forward in life and feeling significance. I want you to answer this. I actually felt really funny when I wrote those words. Funeral and death. Funeral, farewell. I'm going to ask you, what would you want your children to say at your funeral? What's the greatest sentence you would want them to say? They're standing up there at your funeral. What would you want them to say? This emotion, like what would you want your children to say? What is the greatest sentence that they would say about you and your life, your entirety, wrapped up, bundled together in a couple of dozen words? What would they say? Not now. What would you want them to say? What would you want to say to yourself? If you had the opportunity in those passing moments, what would you say to yourself when you knew your time was coming close to an end? What would you want to say to yourself? And be real with this. This day will come for all of us, boys. You know, for me, it would be my children saying, we are so proud of Dad, who always led by example and showed us the greatness we could have inside of our life by never giving up and never having a limit that we put on ourselves. You know, I just want to say to myself when I'm exhausted, breathing my last breath, so proud of you, man. I am so proud of you, Al. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of times that little voice said no and you kept saying yes. That's a very powerful thing. That's all I would say, because I get it too, boys. I get the no's, I get the leave it's, I get the don't worry about it's, I get the not today's. We all do. Millions. What do you want to experience in your life? Now onwards. Even if you're currently doing it, continue that. What do you want to experience? And what do you want them to experience? Children, family, loved ones. How do I want to feel about myself when I look in my children's eyes? May feel heavy, may feel light. It's not wrong or right, fellas. There's no wrong or right here. This is you. This is important. When you're stuck in the whirlwind of life Monday to Friday, when are you ever giving yourself this time to actually just go through this? How do I want to feel about myself when I'm looking into my children's eyes? What do I want them to experience? What do I want to experience? What would I love to say to them? What would I actually love and be excited or look forward to saying to myself before I move on to the next journey? And what would I want my children to say? The emotions drive us. The emotions ignite and they drive us. But the logic gets us there. Where can I get ahead of steam up? Where do I need to rack up these wins? What is it? Is it your nutrition? Is it your training and exercise? You need more energy with your body. Is it cutting one bad habit? No grog for this week. That's it. Bringing one new habit in. I'm going to walk 5 times. Like, what does that look like? How do I get ahead of steam up? Be logical, practical, real, black and white, binary, yes or no. What's my next domino from which I know it's going to knock over the next domino, because it logically, mathematically can knock over with the head of steam you've built up from here, something 50% larger than itself, right? Get into hunt mode. Panda moment's great. You can pull on that when you need to, but get into hunt mode. What's my next domino look like? Who's on my team that I won't let down? Don't let us down. Don't you let us down. The last thing I want to do is, after someone spent 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 26 weeks, is go, fuck, man, you're not turning up. You're letting us down and the team down. We've got to cut you, because we're taking so much more time helping you get your shit together, because we can't change you. It always comes from you. So tap into that psychology as men, pulling levers. This is a championship team. Don't let the team down. Who's on your team? What does that look like? Make that real. Ben Henry, don't you let me down. Ben Skinner, don't you let me down. I still need skirtings, architraves. You still got to do the stairs in the home office, but we'll talk about, you're not letting me down, mate. We'll talk about that another time. What numbers do I need to hit? Like, what are your numbers? Know your numbers. Is it your weekly tip? Fuck, I want to get into the blue ribbon zone now. Awesome. You did well in turning up, circle of significance. You did well in energy. How's connection? Build that, lift it. Put your phone, leave your phone in the car. When you get home at 5 o'clock, whenever you get home, leave it in the car and get it after the kids go to bed. Build physical barriers. I've got to open the door. I've got to get the keys. I've got to walk out of the car, leave it in the car until the kids go to sleep. Done. What numbers do you need to hit to lift your game? And how can you use your body to win? This is what I love. This isn't a fitness program, no, but we use this as leverage, because as men, we can connect and tap into this, and you can get the greatest return on investment. Set your alarm, gym gear, program, stretch, train. You wake up, stretch, train, cool down, shake. I mean, what's that? You got 8 wins, 8 victories. 8 victories already. It's not even 6 o'clock for those who train in the morning.